Hey, it's Verny here, and we've got our first vault of Season 2 with Dragonflight. As you can see, I've got a, not a lot of keys done. I did keys mostly on my main character, but I did some alt keys as well as, one raid clear. So we'll just go ahead and get through these and see what we've got. Probably start with some of the lower ones. We did a couple of rat characters who really have no rights to be in a key, but early on in the season, so it's pretty easy to squeeze in there and just get super fast, sub 10s done. I did end up on the Shadow Priest as the main. I was originally going to go Rogue, but I wasn't having a lot of fun with Assassination, which looked to be the top performing spec, which may have been wrong. We'll wait and see. I know some of the World First guilds are using sub-rogues. But I ended up on the Shadow Priest. I thought it'd be fun. And I like having PI, so that's cool. It's pretty fun in Mythic Plus so far. So I think the Warlock, I just did one key last week. And, I mean, this guy is 380. He is in shit gear. So pretty much anything is going to be an upgrade. It doesn't really matter what. And away we go. Shoulders. That is probably the lowest item level upgrade I could get. I think that's my highest piece, but you know what? An upgrade is an upgrade. We are not upset about that. Cool. What we got next? I think next we did the Hunter. And the majority of these are just going to be one key. My Shaman, my Rogue did 4, my Priest did like 20-something, I think. I ended up with like 50 keys overall for the week. Maybe I'll do a video going over my my spreadsheet just to see like how the first week turned out. Most of the dungeons were okay. The problematic ones like Neltharis last boss, Vortex Pinnacle last boss, half the bosses in Neltharian's Lair, they've all been nerfed, so I expect them to be a lot easier this week, and it's also going to be fortified, so that's going to help a lot. This character's 410, and we did a +5, so I think it's going to be a 418 piece, which is probably going to be an upgrade pretty much anywhere. I mean, it's kind of whatever. 421, I mean, so yeah, we're fine with that. We take that. I don't know if I'll break 4 set just yet, but it is something for me to catalyze down the road if I don't play this guy, so we'll just hold on to that. Cool. And next we've got the Evoker. But overall, pretty happy with how the season started. It feels like Blizzard's been very active in applying changes, which is really nice. I think they did 5 or 6 rounds of dungeon nerfs last week, which felt really good on the bosses that were kind of egregious. And they've already, I think, yesterday they released a couple trash nerfs for some of the more annoying trash mobs, like in Brackenhide. This guy is also 410, and pretty much anything is an upgrade. Probably say that for every character. I mean, 424 offhand. Okay, sure. It's got good stats. I think at this point in the season, it's a good time to do your alts and get, do 1 rat key a week, because if you do that for a month and then you decide you want to play that alt, well, you've got 4 weeks of vaults you've built up on, and that puts you at like a way better gear spot than, starting at 400 from scratch. And so I think it's definitely beneficial to get 1 key done a week, etc. And we'll go to the Mage. The Mage did a 10. But I think I ended up at like 1700 on my Priest last weekend, so I'll definitely get KSM this week, which will be nice because it's going to give me an Omni token, which will give me 4-piece. So Priest is looking pretty solid. Haven't really decided what I want to use as my main alt for raid. Normally we do an alt raid, and last season I tanked. I was on my Brewmaster most of it. We'll see what I end up doing this season. 430 wrists. I mean, those are an upgrade. Stats are kind of bleh. 10 item levels is 10 item levels. I mean, this guy is like 416. Yeah, so there's not a whole lot he could get that I really care about, so we're good with that. And we've got the Demon Hunter. which we did a couple Havoc keys. I have to say I'm not a huge fan of Havoc. I don't like how it plays personally. It does do a good bit of damage. Like, my gear is trash. I think I'm like 400 item level, and you can still do 50k in dungeons, no problem. But I was gonna try and do it as Vengeance later in the season. Yeah, see, I'm 393. I did 60k in this dungeon. I think it was a 9. Stupid. Pretty much looking for anything. Wouldn't mind a weapon, you know? I am going to open as Havoc because I think DPS trinkets are more valuable than tank trinkets. A crit versus ring. It's not really good stats for Vengeance. It's okay stats. I mean, I think we just take it because 2 tokens don't actually do anything for us. And then I can sim later if I want to replace the crafted ring. I don't think I'm going to replace the amulet. The amulet is just so strong for some of these melee classes. Alright, now we've got the Paladin. This is the last 1 key character. Did a 13. And then after that we have some more exciting boxes, so we'll see how those go. If the load screen will ever go through. Gotta love Valdraken sometimes, even on an SSD. So I think we stay as Ret. And, I mean... a big trinket, a big weapon would be cool. I probably won't break 4-piece, so any of those pieces I get, I'll just save for the Catalyst in a couple weeks. 434 Cape. Okay stats. It is a big item level upgrade. Cloaks are kind of boring. I mean, it is 50 strength, so, you know. We are going to take it. We will be happy about it. 418, give me an item level and a half. Cool. Alright, now for the little more exciting ones. The Shaman did 4 keys. Nothing super high level. I think I was just getting Worm Crest, so like 15s through 11s. And I started, like... I didn't decide to move to the Priest until, like, Thursday last week, so Tuesday and Wednesday I played the Rogue and the Enhance, just to see how I liked it. I do like Enhance a lot still, but I think, in my heart, I am just a ranged DPS player, so that's why I ended up back on the Priest. But Shaman's pretty good. It's about as good as it was in Dungeons previously. You know, it's got good 5-target cleave and really good priority damage, which I like a lot. It's a good, it's a good damage profile for Mythic Plus, especially when you have high health bosses in Tyrannical. So we're going to open as Enhance. We got 437 gloves and 431 shoulders. Haste verse and haste verse. I mean, these are on the end of the hero track. It's kind of unfortunate. If I had done like 1 key level higher, it would have been a different track, but that's okay. And those are 424, these are 421. Yeah, I mean, we'll just take the gloves, and this will be a save for Catalyst thing if I don't end up getting tier, which I'll probably end up doing some alt stuff on this character. So I would be very surprised if I don't have tier in a few weeks, but we'll see. And next is the Rogue. The Rogue did 4 dungeons as well, but they were a little higher. I did like a couple 17s and then a couple 15s, so I've got a 441 slot and then a 437 slot, I think. Which again is not terrible. And I think we will stay. I think we'll actually go sub. I would not say no to a big dagger because I'd like to play sub. I was doing them as outlaw just because I was trying to learn the mechanics. It was the first day of season 2. But I think in the end I would like to play sub if I am going to play this guy at all. We'll just see what we get. Not a ring. Rings would be tragic. There is a dagger and 441 legs with okay stats. Wow, that is... Ooh. I mean, that dagger is a very large upgrade, but also daggers drop off the first boss in the raid, so if I really care, I could just farm the first boss. Like, nobody uses agi daggers, so those would be free. I think I'm going to take the high item level legs, because these are at the top of a track. I don't have to upgrade them at all. I can catalyze them eventually. I think we take these. Well, actually, let me just, like, peep at the rogue set. Or can I do that in-game with loot? Item sets. Let's look at rogue tier. Rogue legs are mastery crit. Okay, so I think I'm going to want tier legs. I'm actually just going to take the dagger. Because if I'm going to get tier legs anyway, then I don't really need to take legs. It's going to be weeks for the catalyst to come out, so this is a character that I will be actively playing some. Maybe an alt raid every week, so I think I'm just going to take the weapon, and we'll be happy with that. Interesting look. Huh. You know, maybe that was the wrong decision. I don't know. Oh, actually, I forgot. I didn't key on my Death Knight, so I should look at him, too. He did a 15 Nelth Slayer before the nerf, and we did not time it, because the bosses are extremely rough. I don't think I'll be tanking a lot on the Death Knight. Just the lack of damage really doesn't bother me, but it's just like less fun, you know? When I have to really try to do 40k and I've got a Grief Torch and an Amulet and a Frostfire Belt and an Icon, it's like, I would just rather play a tank that does more damage. And right now, stuff like Vengeance or Brewmaster or Prop Paladin or Warrior all do way more damage. We are going to open his DPS. Mastery crit ring. Not really what you want to see. I mean, it's... I could maybe use it for Frost. Yeah, I'll take it. Maybe I end up swapping out, like, the Frostfire Belt, which then I swap out the ring because I can't proc it. So, that's fine. We can take that and then swap out this ring. And then replace the crafted belt at some point. Because, I mean, overall, it does like 1.7% of my damage. It's not bad, but it's not, you know, it's nothing earth-shattering. And now we've got the main. So the priest did 20-something keys, and we cleared normal raid, and we did 8 of 9 heroic, so we'll have a full heroic vault. What am I looking for? So I'm going to get a 444 piece, which is the second highest you can get. 447 is the cap. I guess we're looking for like a really good raid trinket, like this raid's version of the Icon, which is like the Chromatic Essence. I'm looking for a good Haste Mastery ring. I would take the raid chest on heroic, which is also Haste Mastery. A juicy 444 weapon with good stats would be nice. The Haste Mastery neck would be nice. I do have 2-piece, and I have a normal Omni token here, so once I do KSM, I will get my 4-piece. So I don't think, if tier shows up, I may or may not take it. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll go with Shadow and just see what we get. Pray for some luck. First vault, let's go! Okay. So I have this trinket already, so we won't be taking that. I'm probably going to be getting tier gloves from the Omni token, so I won't take these. Tier legs are here. But I'm about to get a 4th piece. And I was going to use my Omni token on the legs regardless. So I don't really care that much about these. Neck, crit mastery, not great. Versus haste neck, also not great. Crit haste bracers, which are decent, but I have a crafted piece here. This is a tough call. Honestly, even... I don't want to say taking tokens would be okay, but I was just going to upgrade a piece to 447 next week anyway. But I guess I could craft something different and swap around my embellishments? God, that feels really bad, though. So do I take a short-term upgrade? Because what's going to end up happening most likely is I am going to upgrade these fully to 447, because you can't get haste mastery bracers anywhere, and they're your Abyss stats. And I need a second embellishment piece. So eventually I'd most likely end up with a crafted bracers, crafted ring, and crafted weapon. This week I am getting another spark, but what do I use it on? And I already have an enchanted worm's crest, which would give me a 437. So like, this is not as big of an upgrade as it looks like. The other scenario is I take these heroic legs, and then I use my heroic Omni token to give me heroic gloves, which would be like a small item level upgrade. But then this normal Omni token's kind of wasted, and that also feels bad. Or I take a socket and put it on... God, I don't even know what. My helm? Like, upgrade my helm fully and put a socket on that? Like... This is kind of a tough one. Like, because this without an embellishment is actually a loss. It has to be, right? Like, even with 50 int, losing 260 mastery is definitely worse in Mythic Plus. Like, my uptime and raid's probably not great. 34%, it's not terrible. Man, this definitely feels a little bad. Honestly, I am really leaning towards just taking the socket. Oh, man. You really don't want to take sockets week 1. But I mean, even if I had done a 20 and these had been maxed, I still don't think I would just take these. Like as bad as it feels, I think I take the socket. I'm taking a socket. Man, that is fucking criminal week 1, but you know what? An upgrade is an upgrade. I think it is a better long-term play to take the socket now and use it on my helm, which I will use until Mythic. And start upgrading these pieces with Worm's Crest. You know, I've got a bunch of crests here that I can use to upgrade. I've already got an enchanted Worm's Crest. I'll get a second Shadow Flame Spark this week, which I'll probably use on a weapon or a ring. I can put a second embellishment on it. I'll be either using another Silken Lining or I'll be using a Shadow Flame patch. And then I guess the third crafted piece I can put my Flavor Pocket on, and that'll be good, and that's it. This is what we ended up with for the first week. You know, 1682. Did mostly 16s in all the dungeons. Didn't really bother with the Vortex Pinnacle because that place is miserable, but it's been nerfed now, so it's probably more doable. But, yeah. This has been a really long-winded video. Sorry to drag it on, just a lot of indecision. A lot of characters to get through. You know, hope you guys are having a fun Season 2, and hopefully you guys get something cool in your vaults. You know, good luck. And we'll see you next week. You can catch me on Twitch. I'll probably be streaming a couple times this week. twitch.tv/veronyx, VERONYX. Hope to see you guys there. And again, good luck in your vaults. See you next week. Bye.